I'm a business person, and I've spent my career in high tech. Now I have a consulting firm. And what's interesting about being a business person is you realize pretty quickly that it's fertile ground for ministry. In fact, about 8 years ago, I worked for a startup company, and this was actually the second in a series of things that happened to me at work. The first was the company I worked for. The shareholders sued the executives. They filed a triple class action lawsuit, and these executives ended up in jail. These are white-collar criminals. I then went to a startup, and I found out they were crooks too. It was crazy. And of course, that startup went under, and I didn't have a job. That's about the time when I had to reinvent myself and figure out what was next for me, and I ended up moving to New Hampshire and finding Bethany. I was pretty devastated when I got here because I had moved from another state. I arrived here, I didn't know anyone, I didn't have a job, and I thought my prospects for finding a new job in an area where I didn't know a soul were going to be a bit tough. But I thought, you know, if I can just find a good church, then I can start to establish myself in the community, and the church I know will help me meet other people and get acquainted with the area. When I walked into Bethany, I didn't even get past the back row. I could feel tears coming down my face because it reminded me of the church that I was saved in Atlanta, Georgia, when I was about 14 years old. So I just knew I was home, and it was the most amazing feeling. Right around the time that the startup I worked for went under, and I found out the people I was working for were white-collar crooks, is putting it mildly. Anyway, I read The Purpose-Driven Life, and that had a profound impact on me because all of a sudden, between reading that book by Rick Warren and coming to Bethany and hearing Bethany's message, it dawned on me that my purpose is to be a minister in the marketplace, and that the business world is fertile ground for ministry. And my job every day is to not only go out there and be a good consultant, but to go out there and find need and shine that light into the place of darkness. And I can tell you, after some of the experiences I've been through and watching some of the unethical and illegal activity, even with white-collar professionals, that there's a lot of light that needs to be shined in that direction. What I love about Bethany is Bethany gets leadership. They understand the challenges of a leader, and they provide things like Marketplace Connection, which is a local leadership ministry for professionals, and also the Leadership Summit, which is an astounding place to come and recharge your batteries and really think about what impact we can all have in our worlds.